Getting married early is not a wise decision. Don't trust anyone, even your spouse, except God. Marriage is not an achievement. Use the silent treatment if your spouse isn't making you happy. Married couples are suffering and are in bondage. Marriage will make you to stop sleeping around because marriage will satisfy your sexual urges. Once you get married, you will have sex every day. You can be best or close friends with the opposite sex even as a married person. Marriage is a bed of roses. Marriage of two adults who can go through each other's phone and call it privacy is a union of two enemies deceiving themselves. It's not bad keeping in touch with your ex as long as there's nothing going on. Sex before marriage or living with your partner before marriage helps you know your partner much better and if you guys are compatible. Are these statements actually true? Let's see. Welcome, welcome. It's gonna be another interesting video today. My name is Chiami Ada. I'm your favorite counselor, and my aim is to make your love and family life a blaze. So right here, I'll be opening your eyes to those lies people tell about marriage. Those beautiful lies people tell about marriage that looks like it's true, but it's not true. They are not true at all. I know your ears are wide open and you really want to hear what these lies are. Well, I'll be going straight to the point. Lies people tell about marriage. The first lie people tell about marriage is that getting married early is not a wise decision. Now, I hear people make the statements that a woman should not get married in her early 20s, she should get married from 25 to 30 or in her 30s and so on. Okay, that's some people's belief and mentality. Or a man shouldn't get married in his 20s, he should get married in his 30s, 40s, and so on. They believe that there is a better age to marry, but forgetting that maturity is not by age. Some people believe that a woman is more mature in her late 20s, 30s, and so on. Some will even tell you to flex life to the fullest before getting married, forgetting that life is too short and time waits for nobody. You can even flex in marriage with your spouse. Unless you don't want to be responsible, you want to keep mingling around. Well, that's not my business. But that early age might be the right time God has destined one to marry. But you say you are still flexing life, whiling away time, chasing away suitors, giving flimsy excuses. If a man or a woman is mature enough, the person is an adult, they are mature in their senses and behavior, they are actually prepared and ready enough for marriage, and the person have found the right person, then I see no reason why they should be wasting more time because people are giving you a fixed age to marry. At times, I see people go online or going about discouraging people not to marry early, as if they are the owner of your life or as if everyone's destiny is the same. Some people may say you need to have a life before marriage, discover who you are, do something meaningful with your life, become somebody before marriage. Yes, this is a very good one, and this is the advice I usually give single people as a relationship coach. But this has nothing to do with age. There are people in their 40s and are still yet to discover themselves. There are people that achieve a lot in their early age. Why some people who they marry becomes their destiny helper or one who helps them fulfill their purpose here on earth. Destinies are different. If you marry a dream killer or the wrong person, that is where you will head nowhere with your life and become a nobody. Just marry right. Getting married early is a choice and not a bad idea at all. Just make sure you are fully prepared for it and you found the right one. Instead of telling people not to marry early, just tell them to make sure that they are fully prepared and mature enough for marriage and they found the right person, no matter the age they choose to marry. Advise people to have something doing, learn about marriage before they marry. But no, people will go about discouraging the youths not to marry on time, which is very wrong. Getting married on time didn't go well for a particular person doesn't mean that it will be like that for everybody. Someone is advanced in age doesn't even mean that they are mature or wise. We have newly married couples in their 30s, 40s that still divorce after a few years of marriage. We even have elderly couples who are in their 40s, 50s that have been married for so long and still divorce later on. So it's not about the age, it's about the sense. Our destinies are different, our journey in life are different. Okay, some people will tell you to get married in your 30s, 40s, so that by then you must have seen a lot about life. Okay, but my dear, even at that age, you will keep seeing a lot about life. Every day we learn in life and we keep seeing different things in life. We can't stop seeing or learning about life. Every day we see different things till we leave this world. So if you are ready and fully prepared enough for marriage, don't let anyone give you a specific time to marry. Else you might be missing God's designed time for you to marry or chasing away God's blessings in your life. Especially as a woman, suitors are already knocking on the door. Don't be too selective. Don't do too much shakara. Just make sure that you guys are compatible. The way men are knocking on your door now may not be the way they'll be knocking in your 30s. The way they are knocking in your 30s may not be the way they'll be knocking in your 40s. Make use of your time wisely. The Bible said that you should enjoy the spouse of your youth. Some people are destined to marry early. Some people are prepared for it early. So why wasting time giving flimsy excuses? So instead of people giving a specific age to marry, or going about preaching or saying that getting married early is not a wise decision to make, because putting it this way is misleading and can make one chase away God's blessings or miss the appointed time you are destined to marry. People should say things like, get ready before you marry. No matter the age you choose to marry, make sure you are prepared enough for it and have found the right person. No one is God and no one owns your life or destiny. So the time could be early or later. Take notes. The second lie people tell about marriage. Don't trust anyone, even your spouse, except God. Really? If you can't trust someone whom you've made up your mind to spend the rest of your life with, your husband or your wife, then I wonder whom you can trust. Listen, in life, everyone has someone they trust. Yes, that's the truth. Some people trust their mother, their father, their family. There is someone you confide in, someone that can be of help whenever you're in need of help or assistance. Everybody have that someone. You trust your family, your friend, or whosoever, but you don't trust your spouse. So why live with them or have a family with them? You left your former family, chose someone else from another family to make your own family, and then you say you can't trust them. So why did you marry them? How can you be living your life with someone you don't trust? Marry the right person. The right person must be trustworthy. If you marry right, there is no way you won't trust your spouse. Your spouse will not give you reasons to doubt their love for you. Don't you know that living with someone you don't trust is even dangerous? It's risky for you. Even God wants you to trust your spouse. He supports trust in marriage. That's why he said, two shall become one. He wants unity in marriage. So there is no way you can become one flesh without trust. Show me a marriage without trust, and I will show you a peaceless and insecure marriage. You must be able to trust whosoever you choose to spend your life with. Trust. You can't do without trust in marriage. Trust is a very essential feeling you must have towards your spouse. If not, something is wrong somewhere. You can trust whosoever you want to trust, but make sure you trust your spouse because they are part of you. Another lie people tell about marriage is that marriage is not an achievement. Yeah, we hear the statement every day. People saying marriage is not an achievement. How true is this? What is an achievement? An achievement is something that has been done or carried out successfully with great effort, skill, or courage. An achievement is a great accomplishment and fulfillment. Any set goal in life that has been attained is an achievement. Taking the bold step to marry is an achievement. Yes, because it required your long-term effort and time to look for your dream spouse, your hard-earned money to marry a wife, and your courage to have a long-term commitment with someone for the rest of your life. It takes you further in life and into another phase of life. If you found your soulmate, then it's an answered prayer that required your time, patience, diligence, and hard work before you can be able to see someone that is fit for you. Of course, we all know that there are many people going to church to look for a husband or a wife, or seriously praying to God to give them their own husband or wife. And if they are finally able to find one, do you know the kind of joy and happiness that would fill their heart? If you know the kind of effort people put in their relationship in order to make it work, and you guys later end up getting married, you gotta be thanking God like you've passed an examination. So if you found your soulmate, your better half, then you are blessed and that part of your life has been settled. Maritally, you have been settled. Someone may say marriage is a blessing and not an achievement. So I'm asking, why do people prepare ahead of time for marriage? They try to put their life in order, make money, become financially buoyant, learn about marriage and all that. And the aspiration of becoming a married man or woman, a family man or woman is being realized. So why can't it be called an achievement? Now, someone may say marriage is not an achievement because there is work and responsibilities in it. Of course, you know what it takes to have a car or a house. Buying a new car or building a new house of your dream or taste is an achievement, right? But you won't fold your hands after buying that car or building that house. You must keep working and spending on them for it to be functional and for you to enjoy driving that car or living in that house. You must keep spending in order to maintain its standard or quality, else the value depreciates. The same way your car or house needs maintenance is the same way your marriage needs maintenance. You must work and spend for you to keep enjoying it and for it to be a good one. For you to maintain the achievement of getting married to the right person, you must put effort for that marriage to work. Some achievement needs maintenance for you to keep being admirable and a great achievement. It's not easy seeing someone that is compatible with you and will spend another phase and the rest of your life with you. That is why couples are being congratulated, couples are being celebrated, and being issued a certificate of marriage. If you found your soulmate, enjoying your marriage, you feel fulfilled and happy in it, then you've achieved something of great importance. That is why marriages are being celebrated from year to year. We have something like marriage anniversary. Are you even aware that some people marry their destiny helper and someone who helped them fulfill their purpose here on earth and made them who they are today? Are you aware that some people tend to succeed more when they marry? Are you aware that some people's life get better and easier when they marry than when they were all alone? Have you forgotten that it's not good for a man to be alone? I will make him a helper, one who balances him. That is a counterpart, one who is suitable and compatible enough for him. Have you forgotten that two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor? They are always there for each other. If buying a car, building a house, bagging a degree, getting a new job or promotion, relocating to a new apartment or city are achievements, then why won't marriage be considered as one? Something that has to do with the rest of your life, a life partner. Or have you forgotten that your marital status will be changing? Marrying wrongly or having an unsuccessful marriage is simply like a house with a poor foundation, a spoiled or faulty car, a poor job, a poor academic performance, an insecure apartment or city, and so on. Take note of this. There is no achievement without maintenance, without effort, responsibilities, or work to keep it. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is a fulfillment. Marriage is an accomplishment. Marriage is a huge blessing and a big time achievement. Lies people tell about marriage. Use the silent treatment if your spouse isn't making you happy. No, this is not true. I discovered something in marriage. Marriage will be healthy and succeed when couples freely talk to each other, look into issues properly, apologize to each other, and settle issues amicably, rather than giving silent treatments or giving attitudes. You don't assume that your spouse isn't giving you attention, they don't want to talk to you, play with you, or that they are okay, even when it's written all over them that something is wrong. Assumption is a fast killer in marriage. You don't assume that your spouse is consciously hurting your feelings. What am I trying to say? Open up and talk to your spouse one on one at the bedroom. Okay, yeah, it has to be a private meeting so nobody would figure out that something is wrong. You guys need to talk. Hey, baby, let's talk. There's something bothering me. Of course, they will ask you what the problem could be, and you take it up from there. Or maybe your spouse didn't do something that they usually do. You don't assume that they don't want to do it. You remind them your spouse is human, and you guys communicate and settle your differences. They may do things that are hurting you without knowing. Okay, so instead of keeping calm, giving them silent treatment or attitudes, you need to hear from them. If your spouse is giving you tough time, maybe you've complained severally, okay, but no atom of change, please go to God in prayers. Pray for your spouse, pray for your marriage, and if possible, keep talking to your spouse to change. Keep showing them love, okay, but it's not advisable to keep malice with them or give them silent treatment because they're not making you happy. This will only worsen the issue. And of course, you won't be happy about it. It will take away your joy. Like, it's not easy living with someone in the same house and you guys are not talking to each other or you guys are not in good terms. You won't be happy or feel comfortable in such situation. Your body going to pinch yourself. No matter how hard you try to pretend like you are good without them, deep down within you, you are not. It's difficult. Assumption is a fast killer in marriage. Communicate, hear from your spouse, resolve issues, and understand each other. Lies people tell about marriage. Married couples are suffering and are in bondage. Very big lie. Some people believe that marriage is bondage. This is not true. And this is the kind of statement that usually come from people who are not yet ready to be responsible and committed to one person. They feel marriage will stop them from living their life the way they want. Well, that's quite true, but marriage is not suffering or bondage. Marriage requires serious-minded people that are willing to be responsible and committed to their partner. Marriage will limit your freedom in the sense that you can no longer live your life as a single person. But this doesn't mean that you'll be suffering or living in bondage. It's people who see more of bad marriages or do not want to get committed yet that make this statement. You can actually enjoy your life with your spouse. You can go on a date, play, gist, laugh together. Not all marriages are bad. Marriage can make your life better and easier if you marry right. Marriage cannot deprive you from chasing your dreams or passion or deprive you of your peace, joy, or happiness if you're on the right track. Marry someone that complements you, someone that would make your life better and not worse. Number 6 lie people tell about marriage. Marriage will make you stop sleeping around because marriage will help you satisfy your sexual urges. Really? How true? Of course, one of the reasons God designed marriage is for sexual pleasure and satisfaction. There are people that get married because of sex. Their major reason for getting married is because they want to satisfy themselves sexually or they want to stop sleeping around. But the truth is that marriage cannot quench an uncontrollable sexual urge or make you stop sleeping around if you are not a disciplined person. That's why we still have married people that cheat, even if their spouse do not deny them of sex and try all they can to satisfy them sexually. They still sleep around. More so, there are times in your marriage where your spouse cannot meet up to your sexual demands. It happens in every marriage. You just have to understand them and leave it for another day. It's not like they're denying you of sex, but at some point in time, they can't have sex for one reason or the other. You want it, but they can't give it to you. So if you are the type that lacks self-control or discipline, what would you do at this point in time? Maybe your spouse is ill or exhausted for the day and need rest. And at this point in time, you feel like having sex, your sexual urges are high. What would you do? Would you go meet someone else because they couldn't meet up to your sexual demands? The truth is that if you lack self-control and you can't discipline yourself well enough to handle your sexual urges, then there is a problem. Marriage can't help you. You need to have self-control and discipline. If you're not mature enough to know that marriage is a commitment, then you will certainly misbehave. Your spouse won't always satisfy your sexual urges. They will try as much as they can, but not always. It can't be all the time because they are humans and they can disappoint. So at times you have to bear with them. You might not understand what I'm trying to say till you get married, but married people will understand what I'm trying to say very well. At times in marriage, you just have to reason with your partner, listen to their reasons and understand them. If they're not able to give you sex at that point in time, it doesn't mean that they are denying you. It's not like this will happen all the time. Okay, so you just need to be mature enough to handle your sexual urges. Have self-control and discipline, else you'll keep sleeping around in marriage. Have it in mind and be mature enough to know that your spouse cannot meet up to your sexual demands all the time. They are humans. Anything can happen. They won't be able to make it up to you all the time. Lies people tell about marriage. You can be best or close friends with the opposite sex even as a married person. What a beautiful lie. What happened to your spouse who is also an opposite sex? Why can't they be your best or close friend? Why does it have to be someone else? Be careful, else you'll fall into temptation by keeping an opposite sex as a close or best friend. Let your spouse be your bestie and buddy. Let your spouse be your friend. Let your spouse be someone you can open up to, play, gist, and laugh with, not an outsider. As long as it has to do with the opposite sex, it's really tempting. Along the line, you might begin to develop feelings for them. Honestly, you won't know when it will happen, but it will happen because of the so much closeness you have with the opposite sex who is not your spouse. And before you know it, you will find yourself cheating. So guard your heart lest you fall. Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. It's better to avoid closeness with the opposite sex, to be on the safe side and to protect your marriage. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. When you see someone is crossing your limit or boundaries, then you need to watch out, adjust, avoid and shift away from them to avoid had I known or I didn't know it would turn out this way. Be vigilant. The eighth lie people tell about marriage. Once you get married, you'll be having sex every day. Wow, very beautiful lie. In fact, this is most single people's imagination. Some even think that they'll be having sex morning, afternoon, and night, forgetting that they will go to work or their spouse will go to work. There will be responsibilities facing you. You'll be thinking of how you can provide for your family, take good care of your family, how you can succeed as a family man or woman, how you can make money in order to make life comfortable for you and your family. Imagine you are thinking of all these, hustling to survive. How can sex be every day? How can you even be thinking of sex in the midst of all these? All these things can even reduce your sex drive or make you forget about sex. So sex can't be every day. There are times your spouse will come back tired and they can't make it up to you. So you just have to bear with them till the next day. A lot of things may take your mind away from sex as a family man or woman, but you just have to keep trying your best to satisfy your spouse sexually whenever they are in need of it. You only try. You try, but have it in mind that it can't be every day. You might even get tired of it or see it as a boring activity if it's every day. At times, you give each other time to miss yourselves. Married people will understand better. The ninth lie people tell about marriage. Marriage is a bed of roses. Marriage is not a bed of roses because it is full of ups and downs, good times and bad times. Marriage doesn't stop you from facing temptations or challenges. It doesn't stop you from working. Marriage is work and full of responsibilities. In marriage, your spouse won't always make you happy. They won't always be with you. They won't always be with you 24/7, giving you time and attention. So therefore, it's not an easy institution and it requires your deliberate efforts and commitment. Else, it can't work. There is this quote I see on social media. It says, marriage of two adults who can't go through each other's phone and call it privacy is a union of two enemies deceiving themselves. Really? Now, this quote sounds like it's true, but it's not true. No atom of truth in it. It's okay to have access to your partner's phone when you want to do something with it, but checking it is improper and uncalled for. Sometimes I wonder if people got married to their partner or to their phone. If you have to be going through each other's phone to be sure of their love and commitment towards you, if their phone is the only thing that can tell if they are genuine with you or not, then there is a problem. That's not a good marriage, but a peaceless and insecure marriage. Countless times I hear people say, if you aren't hiding anything, then you should allow your partner check your phone. How about saying if there's real trust in a relationship? I see no reason why we should be checking each other's phone. Don't the second statement make more sense? What is love without trust? I don't encourage checking of phones. It's totally abnormal. It's also a sign of disrespect because it is being done without one's consent. Checking phone is like stalking someone. It's very okay to have access to your partner's phone when you want to do something with it. But as for picking it up, trying to check it, thereby stalking them, or trying to dig out something from it is inappropriate and toxic to your mental health. I wish people can build genuine trust in their relationship. I wish people can be honest with their partner. I wish people can build a kind of trust in their relationship that would make checking of phones unnecessary. Are you even aware that people are becoming smarter these days? Checking their phones and seeing nothing in it doesn't guarantee their faithfulness. True love, trust, and commitment isn't measured by phone checks. People can hide things inside that phone that you are so worried about, or have a spare phone they use in cheating and you would never figure out. If you can't figure out if someone is cheating on you without checking their phone, then I would say that you aren't smart enough. What's even the need of checking your spouse's phone when they haven't given you reasons to check it? What's the need when I trust my partner? Let me tell you, people who are so concerned about checking phones are people who do not trust their partner and are insecure in their marriage. Their partner has given them reasons to check it, which means something suspicious is going on. God forbid this kind of marriage. That's why we say marry right. Because when you do, then checking a phone will be the last thing on your mind. You only pick their phone and have access to it when you need it for something meaningful. Why? Because your mind is relaxed. You are enjoying your marriage with no atom of fear or doubt. It only becomes a problem when they don't allow you to have access to it when necessary. In this situation, you know that something is wrong somewhere. We are meant to be transparent to each other in marriage. A marriage where we don't check each other's phone is a marriage full of transparency, honesty, and respect. But a marriage where we have to check each other's phone to ascertain our loyalty or to be rest assured of our partner's sincerity is a marriage full of deceit and lies. It's an insecure and peaceless marriage. Checking each other's phone shouldn't be what will validate our loyalty. Another lie people tell about marriage is this: it's not bad keeping in touch with your ex as long as there is nothing going on. What a beautiful lie. Who told you that? Why don't you marry your ex so you can have them by your side and all to yourself? Once you marry, your spouse should be your only closest and best friend. Not even someone of the same sex should take your spouse's place in your life. Keeping in touch with your ex is improper as a married person, even if nothing is going on between you and them. Why? Because it's really tempting and you could fall for it. Keeping in touch with your ex, someone you've been in a romantic relationship with, and an opposite sex for that matter, will definitely bring up those past memories and feelings with time. So you need to be very careful. Don't let your ex be the reason your marriage is not going well. Don't let the devil use your ex to tempt you. You shouldn't be close to your ex any longer after marriage. If possible, have no business with them. If you see them, greet them and go your way. If they are in the same working place or wherever with you, maybe as a colleague at work or whatsoever, stop being too close with them. Stop the regular communication. Relate with them casually. Set boundaries. You are married, for God's sake. Stop chatting with them online. Stop anything that will bring them close to you. You need to be careful. Let bygone be bygone. Focus on your home. Focus on your marriage. Focus on your spouse. Focus on the beautiful family God has given you. Lies people tell about marriage, sex before marriage, or living with your partner before marriage helps you know your partner much better and if you guys are compatible. How true is this? Oftentimes, I hear the statement and I'm like, are people trying to become wiser than God, who said we should avoid fornication? Or should we not follow God's standard again? At times, I even hear Christians making this statement, and I'm like, wow. Anyway, we live in a world where people are entitled to their own opinion. Different people, different beliefs, different mentality. Anyway, for the fact many people do it doesn't make it right. And what many people do not know is that there is nothing like sexual compatibility. It is sexual commitment. Why do I say so? If we're looking for sexual compatibility, that means people will keep getting involved in premarital sex. And if they're not sexually compatible with that person, that means they will have to keep having sex with different people before they can be able to find someone whom they are sexually compatible with. You see? So I wonder how many people you want to test before you can find someone whom you are compatible with. You keep testing and testing before you can find your soulmate because that person you think is the one might not be sexually compatible with you even when you guys are compatible in every other aspect. You don't need to be sexually compatible. You only need to be sexually committed to them. If sexual compatibility is necessary, then God would have permitted sex before marriage to know who is better for us on earth. But the wisdom of this world is foolishness unto God. We are not wiser than God. It's possible to be compatible in every other aspect, like the physical compatibility, spiritual compatibility, compatible health wise. You communicate in marriage, become selfless, understand each other in marriage, and satisfy each other. Even talking about your sexual needs or desires in courtship might not still enable you to know if you guys are compatible or not until you get involved in it. So if you want to do it the godly way, then you have to desire sexual commitment, which means avoiding premarital sex in order to meet your spouse's wants and needs on bed, than sexual compatibility, which means having sex before marriage or testing different people, having sex with different people in order to know who suits your taste sexually. Then for those saying that living with your partner before marriage can help you guys know each other much better and if you guys are compatible, the truth is that you can't finish knowing everything about a person. You learn something about them every day. And cohabitation brings about what we call see finish, especially for ladies where the man might start taking you for granted or feel reluctant to do the needful. He might relax because you are giving him wifey benefits. Every day in marriage, you learn new things about your spouse. That is why couples have misunderstandings or arguments in marriage. This happens so that you can be able to learn something new about your spouse, adjust and correct your mistakes in order to make them happy. If truly living with your spouse before marriage, I mean cohabitation, if truly it helps, then why do people who live with each other for years or dated for years still divorce even after few years of marriage? You see, it's not by sex before marriage or cohabitation. Even if sex before marriage or living with your partner before marriage has helped some people, like they say, I strongly believe that it has done more harm than good. The disadvantages are more than the advantages. Most times it doesn't end well. If you want to do relationship the godly way or save yourself from a lot, just pray to marry right. Be sure that this person is good enough and mature enough for you. With this, you're good to go. Put the same energy you were putting when you guys were dating. Don't feel reluctant to love your spouse or keep making your spouse happy. Be intentional about loving them. And let me tell you, having a long-lasting marriage is by God's grace. It's not based on having sex before marriage, living with them before marriage, or whatsoever. So be careful of what you hear. I have so many interesting and inspiring videos right here on my channel. Careless mistakes singles make, careless mistakes married couples make, mistakes to avoid on a first date, romantic surprise ideas for married couples, how to detect the true one for you. My partner is no longer romantic on birth, my wife is no longer attractive after childbirth, and so many more. If you are in need of a coaching or counseling session, or you want to follow me up on other of my social media platforms, make use of the links in my description box. Give me a thumbs up, hit on that subscribe button, and turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever I put up more valuable content for you. Share this video to save a soul. My name is Chiami Ada. I'm your favorite counselor, and my aim is to make your love and family life a blaze. I hope you are blessed. Do have a great day.